Hello folks, and welcome to the very first Music Alert video. I'll be learning by doing here, so I might tweak the format or presentation over time. So please give me your thoughts on this new format. The point of this series, well, I'll be looking at this week's new physical format releases. Anything I've received this week in the post, you'll get to see it. And next week, hopefully, we can carry this on. Whatever turns up next week, you get to see that too. It's a quick show and tell news piece, nothing more than that. Try and keep it brief. So let's get on with it. We'll talk about CDs first. First up, we have this CD. It's called The Three Kings, live in the 70s, and the label is Floating World. I'll put links below if you want to find out more. Featuring the electric blues guitars of B.B. King, Freddie King, and Albert King. This is a 20-track 2-CD set, and it's available in a dual case, as you can probably see from the shiny plastic. Hey, what we have here are tracks taken from various live recordings of different shows in the 70s at the height of each man's career. So this is not a CD featuring all the three kings on the same stage all at once. Instead, what you've got is each man appearing on his own show. In fact, the live cuts are taken from shows previously broadcast on American radio during the 70s. These are rather interesting and valuable rarities, all on their own in my book, and well worth a listen. Next up, also in a dual case, is Withering Scorn's Prophets of Demise on the Frontiers label. This is epic metal, fast-moving, pumping and driving, high-speed steam train rhythms. That approach to metal. The core of the group are two brothers, the Drovers, Sean on drums and Glenn on guitar. Do you know a Canadian band called, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Eidolon? Same guys, this time with the bassist from Fate's Warning and the vocalist from a band called Firewind. This is a compact production of just 8 tracks, and it does feature a variation in tempo, so it's not monochromatic. There is texture here. So that's CD. Next we have vinyl and Rory Gallagher's rather magnificent all-around man live in London. This is a cadet concept stroke chess set. It's also a 3 LP 23 track set. You can buy a 2 CD version if you like, but as you can see, I got the vinyl version. Oh, and the 2 CD version has the same track listing, the same 23 tracks. Apparently, previously unreleased content here. This was one of those recently discovered things. Now, this particular work derives from live recordings at the Town and Country Club, which is now the O2 in London. And the music here was taken from 2 nights' shows. Now, when this music was released, when the cans were found, as it were, then this particular music was shipped right over to Abbey Road, and they did the mastering. Gallagher himself performed here in support of his final album, which was called Fresh Evidence, and that was released in 1990. Next, we have a new album by Joni Mitchell. This is At Newport, featuring Joni Jam, and it's on the Rhino label. This is a new double album celebrating Mitchell's return to Newport. First time she's been here since she last recorded there in 1969, I think it was. This one, however, was recorded live in 2022. Cameron Crowe, no less, ex-Rolling Stone journalist, writer-director of films like Jerry Maguire, Vanilla Sky, Almost Famous, and the like. He wrote the liner notes on this one. Songs include, well, mostly Joni Mitchell creations, although there is one cover, and that's Gershwin's Summertime. But for Joni Mitchell's work herself, well, expect to hear tracks like Big Yellow Taxi, Both Sides Now, and Coming from the Cold. There's a host of friends in support of Joni Mitchell here. Everyone from Brandi Carlile, Phil and Tim Handroth, who are all Grammy Award winners in their own right. There's Mumford and Sons' Marcus Mumford. There's Winona Judd, Shooter Jennings, and many more. This album was Joni Mitchell's first performance since her health issues in 2015. And finally, we have an album by a group called Held by Trees. This is called Solace. It's on the Tweed Jacket record label. Now, I've already talked about Well, I talked about the band in a text-based review feature posted on my website on the 13th of July 2023. And I'll put a link in the description if you want to read that. And there's lots of other reviews and news bits in that feature. Now, that vinyl release I talked about from this band was a compilation of 2 EPs, and that was called Eventide / Solace, live at Real World, the Peter Gabriel studio. Now, this is the 8-track full album, also called Solace. Now, this is an instrumental LP of mature and deep guitar moments. It provides superb melodies and weighty, adult, grown-up atmospheres. There's nothing frivolous or surface about this one. The music here is akin to post-rock band sounds, a little bit like Tortoise. Well, not really, but it's in that ballpark and, you know, in kind of nodding distance, I suppose, with Tortoise. There's a real David Gilmour thing going on here. There's a real weight and confidence for the lead guitar. There are many people involved in this large group effort. People come and go all the time. It's a real sort of wide project. And I really don't know how many people are permanently connected with this thing. Some of the people here worked on the post-rock era Talk Talk albums. Eric Bibb, famed guitarist, well, he's here. David Knopfler, Mark's brother, he's here. Robbie McIntosh, ex-Pretenders. Martin Ditcham, who's played with everyone from Henry Cow to Mary Black. Simon Edwards from Red Box. Some very respected session people are on here too. A guy called David Joseph, he seems to be the principal songwriter, and also he appears to be the face of the band, as it were. Check out this one. Excellent stuff indeed. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this particular video and the very first music alerts. Did you like it? Do you think I need to trim it a bit more, or were you happy with it as is? I need to get a balance, of course, in terms of time and information. So I'd like to know your thoughts. Anyway, if you need to know any more in terms of what I do, where I am in terms of social media, down below in the description, there are all kinds of links and addresses and all that kind of stuff. So you can find me on my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, also my website, my Patreon page, and the very first Hi-Fi News, etc. is, if not up now, up very soon this week. So that's an exclusive now to Patreon. So if you want to find Hi-Fi News, etc., it's over there. And if you do join me on Patreon, then any support you give me is very welcome, keeps this channel going. That's it, really. There will be no Hi-Fi review this particular Sunday because I've been trying to get this music alerts thing going. I've been getting the Hi-Fi News, etc. going on Patreon. So lots of changes and I just haven't had time. However, I will be back next week. It's going to be a sort of a speaker thing. So I probably will do, I think, some floor standing triangle speakers for not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. And then the Sunday after that, we might be looking at more floor standers. So a couple of floor standing designs over the next couple of weeks. Like I say, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday and the following Sunday after that. So lots of floor standers for some reason. These things happen. Anyway, so, before I go, if you could click downstairs on the like and subscribe buttons, it will help this channel enormously. Keeps things ticking over. And I hope to have your company for the next video. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.